Igbo group threatens legal action over new Yoruba language policy in Lagos school. New Yoruba language policy, is that new? We've always been speaking Yoruba in schools, like we always have Yoruba language. There's also Igbo, but most of the time, even the Igbos prefer to learn Yoruba language in schools because it's more easier for them to learn. Even their own Igbos, they cannot like write it or understand it better. So which one is new Yoruba language policy? I don't understand. The Igbo Women Assembly, IWA, has declared its intention to take legal actions against the Lagos state government over a policy mandating the exclusive teaching of Yoruba language in public schools. We've always had Yoruba language in public schools now, so what's the problem? I don't understand. Is it that they want to remove Igbo or what? Speaking at a press briefing in Umuahia on Thursday, IWA's national president, Mrs. Nneka Chimezie, criticized the policy, arguing that it fails to reflect the diversity of Lagos as a cosmopolitan state. Platinum Post reports that IWA operates under the umbrella of Ohaneze Ndigbo, a prominent Igbo sociocultural organization. Chimezie expressed concern over the impact of the policy on non-Yoruba residents, emphasizing the need for inclusivity in language education. They should make it open. Igbo, Hausa and Yoruba should be taught, she said. I thought that was a thing before. We hardly have Hausas in school, so we've always had Igbo and Yoruba, at least that I know. Probably they just stopped it. They just want to stop speaking Igbos in school, and that is probably because most people do not always enroll for Igbo language. Because I know the Igbos too. In my school, then I don't know about now. They don't want to enroll for Igbo classes. If they say, "Oh yeah, choose language," this thing, they choose Yoruba because it's easier for them to learn. So I don't know this. Yeah, you want to charge them to whatever? I don't understand. I don't understand though. While commending the Yoruba people for their efforts in preserving their language, she urged the Igbo communities to take proactive steps in safeguarding the Igbo language from extinction. As part of this effort, IWA said it is organizing an event on February 21 in Umuahia to mark the United Nations Mother Tongue Day. The event aims to bring together influential figures from the Igbo community to deliberate on strategies for preserving their linguistic heritage. We are coming together to talk about our language, rub minds, to see how we can stop our language from going into extinction. Fine, do that. Nobody is going to stop you from doing that. We don't want our language to go into extinction. We don't want our cultural practices to go into extinction, really. But I know that most of the time, Igbos prefer to do Yoruba course in school because it's easier. We have Igbo language in university and all of that, so I don't know where the problem is here. I don't really know. We are going to have a round table after which we will come up with a communique, Chimezie said. In a separate matter, she called on Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo to address concerns regarding the activities of Agune Chamber, a local vigilante group, citing reports of extrajudicial killings. When they make arrests, they should hand the suspect over to the police for proper investigation, and stop this jungle justice, and prosecution rather than killing them. Really, a local vigilante, if you catch somebody, you're supposed to hand them over to police. But just that sometimes this police, when you hand over criminals to them, at the end of the day, you hear that they've released the criminal. So sometimes it's hard, especially when that criminal did something really unthinkable. Well, sometimes jungle justice is better, but really, when you catch somebody, you arrest them, you hand them over to the police. That's if our police people will start doing right thing and not release them behind closed doors. Agune Chamber has no right to arrest and kill, and there have been too much bloodletting and killing of our youth in the southeast, she added. No wahala. Abayomi Awonifa said the Igbo should start by teaching Yoruba and Hausa in the east. Okay, is it that they don't teach? Wahala no, it's so much. Wahala, it's too much, abeg. Ruben Trogo says Igbos were having more than what they can chew. It's high time they leave southwest with Fulanis. After all, they too were agitating for Biafra. Why the control on Yoruba land? I don't know, but I don't think there's always been an issue about Igbo and Yoruba language in school. Maybe now, Sha. I don't think there's always been an issue. Some of them, if you want to do Igbo language, you have a teacher for it. But probably because most people do not go in secondary schools, most people do not want to go to the Yoruba class, Igbo classes, because it's always hard for them. Even in WAEC, you see that if the Igbos are always registering for Yoruba, because it's easier to learn. So I don't know if it's an issue. Olariwaju Oladimeji says you are right, but why do Igbos feel so attacked, especially when it has to do with Lagos and Yoruba? I wonder. Olariwaju Oladimeji says, I'll be glad to learn, know and understand language of any state I find myself. It gives me more sense of belonging. Yes, so you know how much I have really envisaged to learn. I used to hear one language, Benue, Idoma, Omo. I really love that language and I've always wanted to learn it, but it's difficult. Yoruba is always like the easiest language to learn. That is why people navigate towards it. That is why you see an Igbo person, an Igbo person that has lived in Lagos all their lives. They'll speak Yoruba even more than the owners of Yorubas. But it's difficult to understand, to learn how to speak Igbo, for a Yoruba person to learn how to speak Igbo, except you've lived in the East too for a longer time. Lagos is like a Yoruba place, but Igbos come here to do their business and all of that, and most of them have settled over here. So I don't now know the issue why there's an issue that, they are not allowing them to speak Igbos. I don't think so. I really do not think so. But if there's an issue with that, probably they should try and resolve it. I don't think so. Ola Domonde says, I'm telling Igbos to teach their own children Igbo language in order to promote our own language, but they are not listening. While other tribes are trying to promote their own languages, so you need to teach your children their language, even at home. When they come back from school, no more English. Speak Yoruba. If you want to ask me anything, speak Yoruba. You need to speak to your children in Yoruba. I know that the Yorubas are trying to preserve their language because really it's going into extinction. Everybody now for English. We cannot really speak our language. That's why I like this program that they are doing, EA Yoruba, where you have to answer questions. They answer 10 questions. If the Igbos can emulate that kind of a thing, set up a program that will make you come and answer 10 questions in Igbo. You don't speak any other thing apart from Igbo. Like that, people will be interested in learning the language more. And by that, our languages will not go into extinction. Nobody wants Nigeria to become a forgotten thing that nobody now knows Igbo, no Yoruba, because the way we are going, all these Gen Zs and the Generation Alphas, they'll not even know anything that is Igbo, Yoruba, now only English. And that means that our culture has gone into extinction. So if they can also emulate that, where people are interested in learning, because that program, I cannot do without listening to it, that Yoruba program. Answer 10 questions, even your numbers, you have to say it in Yoruba. If you say Yoruba, if you say another language apart from Yoruba, you're going to lose your mark, you're going to lose your points. So if the Igbos can also emulate that kind of a thing, it will make the Igbos too. I've even seen Igbos come for the program so to try their knowledge on Yoruba. So if they can also emulate that, it will be a good thing. Do a program where you only speak Igbo, you answer questions in Igbos, and you get to learn to know your proverbs and everything, your culture and tradition. It's good, but I don't know about the school thing. I don't think they scrapped Igbos in secondary school. I'm not sure. So, my listeners, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.
It's tomorrow.
Yes.